kisses and hugs. I pull away, I think too much. Maybe I'm broken.
Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Meet at Home. Today I have a very, very good singer with us. Her name is Ajia.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here with us. Well, first of all, I want to start with congratulating you because your new song, Broken, just gave me goosebumps the moment I heard it. What's your creative process usually like?
So my creative process involves a lot of voice memos. I usually hum a melody in a voice memo. A lot of times I write the hook before I actually write the verse. Before COVID, I was driving a lot to and from, whether it was a store, school, or just driving to get in a good headspace. And as I'm driving, sometimes I'm in complete silence, and then I'm like, oh my goodness, this melody is in my head. And to keep from forgetting it, I just hum the melody, and then later the lyrics come. So that's the beginning of my creative process.
Got you. Do you remember like the strangest moment when inspiration has come to your head?
Strangest moment. I will say strangest moments. I think that it's really funny that I always get really inspired in the shower, and I think it's because I always sing in the shower. But the best ideas come in the shower, and then I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to hum this over and over and over. So when I get out, I can now record it as a voice memo. So shower is a top two like strange moment I would say for inspiration.
So funny, yeah. I think also the acoustics of the bathrooms help. I bet it sounds
Because you
beautiful.
sound great.
Okay, tell me, when did you decide that you wanted to be a singer?
So I sing around the house. I sing in talent shows. I sang at church. That's where I really got my start. And I think I didn't realize that I could sing because everyone has the ability to sing, but I didn't realize that it sounded good until I was about 8 years old. So at that moment, I think I was like, oh my goodness, I'm good at this. I want to be a singer. But at some point along the way, I felt that it was unattainable. So it was kind of like, if I get picked up on this show like American Idol, then I'll be a singer. But other than that, I'll just get a regular job, just do something that seems normal. So I think about 8 is when I decided that I wanted to be a singer, and then around 21 is when I actually decided that I can take it seriously and I can make something of it without the validation from outside sources.
Got you. And which artists you felt that you resonated with when you decided to jump into this artistic career?
So my number one inspiration is Beyonce. I grew up watching Destiny's Child and just seeing her evolve as an artist, as an entrepreneur, as a businesswoman, and her work ethic. And so I think at that moment at 8, around that time, Destiny's Child was really popular. Of course, Beyonce continued to thrive as an artist. I listened to a lot of India.Arie, Alicia Keys, Lauryn Hill. So those were really big inspirations to me, especially now that I'm taking on the guitar, trying to teach myself. India.Arie is my number one inspiration with that in mind.
You remember the first song that you wrote and what it was about?
The first song I wrote and what it was about. So the first song I probably wrote, being realistic, I was probably like 10 or so, and it was really heavy R&B. R&B comes in and it's like the intros are a bunch of yes and babies and a whole bunch of something that I knew absolutely nothing about. But I can't remember exactly what it was about, but I just remember that it was really heavily R&B and gospel influenced, and I do remember that I was in my closet. I was about 10 years old and I was sitting in my closet. So that's as far as I can remember with that one. Yeah.
That's such a magical moment though, like picturing yourself being in the closet writing that first song. That's so beautiful. You've been singing for a minute now. Do you have like one important moment, like the happiest important moment in your career that pops in your head right now?
The first thing that popped into my head was my first talent show. I was 12 when I did my first talent show. I've been singing since I was 8, but mostly I just sang it at church. And it was a citywide talent show, and I sang India Ari. I sang an India Ari song, and I couldn't find the instrumental for it, and that was when you did interviews and you had to take the jump drive to the DJ and all this stuff. So I was just like, I'm gonna sing it a cappella, and they had different groups, so you could win for your age group. But I ended up winning third place overall as a 12-year-old, and I sang a cappella, and I got the audience involved and clapping, and I was just really proud of myself for being brave in a sense and taking that leap. And then just winning third place was the icing on the cake as a 12-year-old. So that was the first thing that popped into my mind, and that really got my confidence going.
I bet. And you should have been really proud of yourself, as you were saying. This is a really good accomplishment. Like when you're a kid, like just developing who you are, that should have been crazy in that moment.
It was really it was a pivotal moment in my confidence, just as not just as a singer but as a person.
Yeah, absolutely. And I bet your family was in the crowd just going nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you like quick questions. These are like quick questions and then you answer like really fast, okay?
Okay, speed round. Let's go.
Yes. So, favorite singer?
Beyonce.
How do you feel when you sing? In one word.
One word. Joy.
Okay. Your biggest goal?
My biggest goal is for work to not feel like work. So I don't wanna have to rely on being paid to do something that I love.
If you could time travel, where would you like to go?
Time travel. The future, year 3000.
What's the last book you read?
The last book I read was the autobiography of Asada Shakur, a really good book.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is between Lion King and Mulan.
So I read in your Spotify biography something that you said. I'm gonna read it. It says, surrendering to the need for control and loving without boundaries is a scary thing. And I wanted to portray that in a way that was raw and self-reflective. Can you articulate more about that?
I think that as people, and speaking for myself specifically, but I know a lot of people can relate to it, we have goals in life, we have timestamps to go along with those things, and I think that relationships in a broad spectrum, introducing love into that, we have standards and we have goals that we want to go with those things as well, and it kind of makes it hard for us to be vulnerable going into specifically romantic relationships. So to completely knock down that wall and surrender our need to be in complete control of every single thing that happens in a romantic relationship, whether that be the relationship goes far, it ends earlier than expected, or you fall head over heels for a person. I think that that entire experience is really scary, and I wanted to portray that way. I wanted to portray that in a descriptive way that was also true to myself, and the whole process of writing this song was really self-reflective. So that's where I drew that from.
Gotcha. That's beautiful. I think that this sentence that you wrote there connects with a lot of people. I believe this is a feeling that everybody has felt in their life. Of course, love is a scary thing, and you feel it every time that you think you're gonna fall in love. It's crazy. Do you remember the first time you fell in love?
Getting deep. I want to say that I don't know if I've actually been in love to that capacity. And I say this because going back to being self-reflective, if I haven't been in a position where I've been completely vulnerable and able and willing to let my guard down for someone else to come in and love me at the capacity that I know that I can love myself, am I actually in love? You know, if I'm just steady hitting people with walls and boundaries to actually come in and experience me as a person, and vice versa for us to experience each other on a spiritual level, am I actually in love? So I think that I have loved, I've cared for, but I don't know if I've actually been in love. So.
Interesting. Yeah, the idea of love. I was talking about this with a couple friends who are also musicians the other day, and every person has like their own concept of love and what love should be, and what the way you feel about it. So yeah, that's very interesting. I do remember that the first time, not like I fell in love, but the first time I felt like I really liked somebody, I was like 15. It was a long time ago, but yeah, that feeling, having that in life, at least caring for somebody, is always a very meaningful thing to have in life. And on that note, I wanted to know, what's the story behind Broken?
So the story behind Broken, once again using the term self-reflective, I think that a lot of times I'm living for what's to come. So I have an accomplishment, I meet a goal, and then I'm moving forward the next day, the next week. So I think this past year I spent a lot of time being really self-reflective and diving deep. I read a lot of books on emotional health, watched a lot of different videos and whatnot. So they really got me to self-reflect on myself as a person, and also past relationships, and taking responsibility for things that I may have done wrong. So I feel like this song speaks to me and also other people, just taking responsibility for, this is how I feel, this is how I'm expressing it, and being okay with that, and sitting in that, experiencing it, sitting in it, and then letting it go to a point. The hook of the song says, I don't know how to love you how you need me to love, maybe I'm broken. And so something that's really popular, a book, is the 5 love languages. And so I think that you need to love people in the way that they experience love, not just the way that you experience love as a person. So if you're not in tune with that emotionally and spiritually, then you won't love in the right way. So I think that that's a big point that I took from my self-reflection, is that maybe it's not me. Like, I'm not broken, I just wasn't loving right, and I wasn't being completely open in a way that I can love right. So
And I do believe it's a whole process, right? Like this topic that you're talking about, it's something that is not taught to us when we are kids. It's something that we tend to learn when we are in our 20s, when we start reading books about self reflection and about how love works, right? And it's important that people have this moment for themselves to be able to understand about this concept and what they want this concept to be in their lives. Um, what what is the main message, or what is it that you want people to feel when they listen to this song?
I want people to know that it's okay to feel, but you can't sit in the feeling. It's okay to feel it, experience it, acknowledge it, and do the things that you need to do to move on. And I also want people to know that to some capacity, everyone feels in a way that they're broken, that they're not good enough, that their anxiety, their depression in some way is taking over and completely sabotaging, like self-sabotaging their ability to be a good friend, to be a good wife, to be a good mother, to be a good husband. But I think basically what this song is portraying is that it's okay. Like it's okay to feel that way, and it's okay to express it. But one part of the song says, short part said, we can make amends and get through. So at some point, whether that's with yourself or with your partner in a relationship, you can do the work and you can get past it, and you don't have to be broken.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Such an important message. I believe this is a very key thing to keep in mind when you are diving into relationships in general, right? Would you please sing little bits of the song?
A bit of the song, yeah, I can do that for you. I don't know how to love you, how you need me to love. Maybe I'm broken. Oh, you want kisses and hugs. I pull away, I think too much. Maybe I'm broken.
Oh wow. Great. Oh my god, your voice is beautiful. Is so beautiful. Definitely. I'm looking forward to listen more to listen to the next songs you're gonna release. What do you have in mind for the next step?
Next step is literally getting into the studio. So as we speak, I'm washing clothes and packing to get back in the studio. I have some things already in the works that I've already written that are already recorded, but it's just about finding the right strategy and the right moment to releasing them. But until that time comes, I'm just gonna continue to create as I'm inspired. And I think that's all that I can do in being true to my craft. So as long as I'm inspired, I'll create, and then when the time is right, I'll release.
Oh wow, wow. Looking forward to it. Please go ahead and let people know where they can find you on social media.
Yes, so you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Asia, Ajia, the Great, and that's THE, the Great. And then on all music streaming platforms, it's Asia, Ajia. And that's pretty much it. Oh, and YouTube, if you type in Asia, just Ajia, I pop up there as well for my new single. And if you want to listen to covers of other things that I did before my original music, it's all there.
Gotcha. Well, now you know, guys. You know where to find Asia. Go ahead and follow her and listen to her new song, Broken. I know you guys are gonna love it. Her voice is just one of the best I've heard. So go enjoy this single. Thank you so much for watching Let's Meet at Home. Thank you so much, Asia, for being here with us. It was
Thank
so
you for
fun.
having me. It was nice. Thank you. Thank you.
See you in the next Let's Meet at Home.
All right.